I never set out to be a writer. I don't even know if you know any of my origin story about this stuff.
No.
I never really set out to be a writer. I always loved TV, but I also love music and movies, but didn't even know I was going to get into the entertainment business until I was trying to blow a year or two before I would get a little bit of work experience and then go to law school
You're going to
or
law school.
get an MBA. And I was never going to be a part of the entertainment industry, but I just lucked into what turned out to be a great job in the mailroom at United Talent Agency, UTA.
Okay.
And it was like this moment that UTA was on the rise. And I was in the mailroom where I'm literally working 80 hours a week, delivering mail and reading scripts for free and writing coverage, doing that for 5 months. Then I got on a desk. I worked for Nancy Jones and Jay Suras.
Oh boy.
I was their first assistants at United Talent, I believe. And then I knew it wasn't for me because it was really cutthroat.
Yes.
I was learning what I didn't want to do and work in a traditional office. That led to I got a job in development. I worked at Aaron Spelling Productions, and then that job got me.
Wait, but how did you get a job in development? Because it is hard to make the transition from being an assistant at a desk to having a non-assistant job anywhere.
I was still an assistant for
okay.
2 years. I was an assistant for spelling for 1 year.
Mhm.
Then I was an assistant. I worked for Jamie Tarses at NBC.
Right.
And that was kind of the pivotal moment in my career. Because kind of anyone who was Jamie Tarses's assistant moved on to become the next executive. And
Right.
so that kind of became my path. I never set out to do this, but I just kept getting a job that was just better than the last one.
Mhm.
So I never had the reason to go back to law school. And it was
Right.
just like they kept on dragging me back in with a slightly better job. So this 1 year I spent as Jamie's assistant at NBC, Frasier had been bought but not shot. And then Jamie bought Friends that year. I can't remember the names of the other shows, but like, being on set at the pilot of Friends was really that pivotal moment for me, where I thought, oh, this is, really what I want to do. Like, and I was on the path to be an executive, but I really would look over and the writers seemed to be having a lot more fun. And that's where I didn't really even know it, but that was my path to being a writer, was just kind of hanging out at NBC and seeing how things, being a
But
part
even
of it.
when you were an exec, a development exec, were you thinking, I want to be a writer? Or were you thinking, nah,
Not really. I knew like the executive path was fine, and I did that. And on the executive path, when you're no longer an assistant, you get bumped up, and you get the office. And it was very kind of, there were a lot of fancy trappings. I would wear a suit, and I drive around all the networks trying to sell half-hour comedies to the networks. And it was a good job, but there was just something I still kept on looking at, the writers who were on the floor and thought they were having more fun.